Hello. I hope I'm in frame. I feel like I'm a little... Maybe that's better. Anyways, I am getting ready because it has been snowing the past couple of days here, and Jordan and I, or yeah, definitely Jordan and I, well, definitely me, have been, what is going on with my phone? Have been cozy and, dare I say, lazy, and I just need to get ready. And I want to film a reel, because that was my goal this year, is to get better at doing reels. So I'm just going to throw on a little bit of makeup and see if I can make this thing work for me again. I have actually been loving this Essence 16 Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. This has been looking really nice on me. Actually, let me turn that light on. And yeah, this week I have been not feeling up to it, just to do anything, and so I told myself I can be lazy in the morning, you know, and then as soon as certain time hit, which was actually 12 o'clock, we're getting ready, we're moving, we're doing things, we're accomplishing things, because no more being lazy yet. Like right now, the snow, I'm looking outside my window and there's like good couple inches of snow on the ground, and we're supposed to get more. Actually, it says it's snowing right now, but I don't think it's cold enough for it, so it's just slush, which is not fun to drive in Texas. A lot of things have closed, and just, you know, it's just been like that the past couple days. And yeah, I just haven't felt up to doing anything, which it happens, and I allowed myself the day or two of that and just wallow in it, as I like to say, and move on. Because I don't know if you've done this or dealt with this, where you're dealing with just feeling down and you fight it, and then it ends up being where you kind of crash at like the third or fourth day of fighting it, instead of just embracing it, getting it over with fully, and then you can be back to normal within a couple of days, you know? So that's just how I feel. My plan today is finish editing video, and then I plan on tackling some stuff that needs to go up for Poshmark and finishing some stuff in this room, and then I'm going to try on my bridesmaid's dress and get that hemmed. Actually, I do need to do some like shopping and stuff this weekend. Next week, yeah, pretty much next weekend is Jordan's birthday, and we're having some friends over for like just a dinner and just hang out, game night, you name it. And so my plan is to just get this house in order, get this house cleaned up, and, you know, ready for guests, you know, kind of a thing. It's been a while since we've had like friends over, so that's gonna be nice. Gosh, I really don't like this foundation. Oh man, but I'll talk more about it in a speed reviews coming up. So if you're wanting to know my thoughts on some of the makeup and testing, so subscribe for that. It's just the shade. Well, it's not just the shade, honestly, it's just everything else. And I've seen some more reviews on this foundation, and it is mixed. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. Yeah, like, it's so streaky. It's just so finicky. That's the other thing. And I don't feel like, oh, I might have been too much. I don't feel like I'm putting a lot on. Oh well. I figured out a way to get it to come together. Yeah, see what my mom thinks of it, but she should be coming actually for a visit soon. Yeah, so honestly, what I plan to do this week is just get my crop together, because I've just been feeling lazy, and like last week I felt really good, like getting back to working out, and I plan to do that again today and tomorrow, and I plan on working out, and I plan on just cleaning. I do have Amazon box that I need to unbox, which is a cleaning tool that I saw that I want to try for our bathrooms. Felt kind of just, like I said, down and frustrated, and I need to get out of that funk. One of the ways I like to do that is getting somewhat ready. This is where I also like to play with makeup and try different things. And am I already getting low on this? I sure hope not. And get back to it, because sometimes like the new year I can be good for like the first week or two, and then I fall off and I stay off, you know what I mean? Like in terms of consistency and just in all aspects. But I'm feeling really good. I'm really positive. I feel like I'm tackling things I want to tackle and just getting things done. And so the past couple days, like I haven't really truthfully like done much in terms of that, except for just getting a video up. Like I've definitely prioritized that, but everything else I've just been like blah, lazy on the couch, playing video games. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I need to move. I need to do other things. And so that's what we're doing. And then, yeah, this week I need to definitely plan on going to Home Goods. I need to actually get shoes for Sierra's wedding, so I don't forget. Which is gonna be fun because we're all gonna be wearing, well, at least Sierra got these custom Vans, and so I'm trying to find some really cute, unique Vans as well, which is gonna be so nice to just be comfortable in shoes, and that's what she wanted. Also, we're planning her bachelorette trip, which is gonna be so much fun. But yeah, these next few months is gonna be crazy, especially with the wedding, her wedding coming up. Just so exciting. Again, I talk about Sierra all the time, and if you not know who she is, she's used to be my roommate. We lived together for 2 years. The four of us, me, her fiance, and Jordan, used to hang out all the time. Like Jordan moved in with us, and then Jake moved in with us, and so it was like the four of us for the longest time. I think I put those way too high. Oh well. They are getting married soon, and they actually have their own YouTube channel, so I will link them down below if you're interested in like board games. It's a gaming channel, and so I will link them down below if you're interested in checking them out. It's really fun, and that's one of the things we like to do. And they've come over a couple times to have like a game night, which has been really nice and really fun because they actually don't live that far from us. Same thing with Lauren. Like Lauren lives like a couple minutes away, which is nice. And yeah, so that's what's been going on here. And then actually, one thing I do want to know is, what are some like investing podcasts that you guys like? Any financial podcasts you guys like? I'm really curious because that's one of my goals. If you haven't seen my goal video for 2023, I'll leave that down below as well, is to just be a little bit more financially intelligent and be a little bit more versed in that particular area of my life. And I've been really interested to find some podcasts and books or any like YouTubers. I do follow and subscribe to the Financial Diet, so if you have any ideas, please leave them down below. I'm really curious, and I would love to check them out. Do I want pink today? What do I want? Yeah, I've been really liking this powder. It actually has a lot of coverage. I wore it the other day just by itself with like some concealer, and it turned out really, really nicely. Although I did find that it can look a little bit makeup-y here, but I think honestly I just put too much. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend this. And this is the shade Classic Vanilla, if you are close to my shade. And also, I don't like to use that sponge, honestly, but I do want to try it again where it's like by itself and not on top of this NYX foundation, because this, I don't know, I've tried it in so many different ways. So if you have a way that you tried it and like it, let me know, because I can't figure it out, to be honest. Taking the Glowish bronzer. This has actually been growing on me, but I'm still figuring out my thoughts. That's the other thing. I want to film a speed reviews this week so I can tell you my thoughts on all the stuff I've been testing. And there's a lot more stuff I want to try. So that's another thing I might do this week. Just make a run. You know what? Honestly, that's on my to-do list. Let's get a freaking hair appointment. I was actually talking to her the other day, and we were like brainstorming like some ideas for like some maybe hair color changes that I want to do. Yeah, I'm just kind of like feeling blah about my hair. The biggest thing is I definitely need to layer it again, trim it, you know, normal maintenance. And so I think once I've done that, I think I will feel better. Yeah, so I figured I'd just like kick off this vlog, let you know what's been going on and what the plan this week is. Honestly, with it snowing, and Texas pretty much shuts down when it snows because it's not built for it, even though I like tell people, I'm like, I've been here 6 years, and 4 out of those 6 years, it's snowed in late January, early February, even sometimes twice in February. So when are we gonna adjust, you know? But that's just me. I do really like this blush. I do feel like it needs to build though. Like you need to build it for a little while. But I'm going to finish it ready, and then I have some editing to do. And then we'll get to tackling this room and start on some sewing projects. That actually sounds like a fun evening. I'm just happy that I'm pushing myself out and, you know, feeling inspired and just getting back into sewing. So yeah, so I'll check back with you guys later. Hello, good evening. As you can see, we are in the studio. Got some tea because it is freezing, and we didn't get more snow. We just definitely got more icy rain. You know, that sounds like snow, but more like sleet. And actually it's starting to warm up a little bit because the snow that has been on the ground the past couple days is actually melting. So that's weather report. But we are in here because I want to tackle a couple of things, and I got some tea to motivate me to do so. And then honestly, I'm probably gonna move them out to the living room just to get one, a little bit more space, and two, just kind of relax while I do it. I think that's the best way to put it. But I need to get this room in order because I'm determined to get to sewing projects tomorrow, because I have actually given myself a project that it would be needed to be ready next week. So here's what we're gonna do. We know what that pile is, don't need to address it, but I have this box here of stuff, and I started putting projects in there that I had in my filing cabinet, and I'll bring that over. I'll actually bring you guys over to that in a second. But this is just stuff that actually my mom gave me, and it has a bunch of craft stuff in it that I need to go through and see if I actually want to keep. And then there's Milo. Bless you. And so I just started putting some of that in there, and I'm going to actually be going through these, mostly the Ziploc bags, and honestly seeing if I'm going to keep the fabric. Realistically, am I going to finish the project, or, you know, just kind of make a decision on it and get this a little bit more organized so I can get to tackling some more things and just get going back on sewing projects. So I have, as you all know, in a previous vlog, I've decluttered fabric, and there's obviously more in here. So I'm going to tackle this drawer, because this drawer actually, hold on, is what I took that other stuff from. And this is obviously patterns, and this is more patterns. And then up here is kind of a hodgepodge mess as well. So I want to tackle this so I can honestly get more storage in here. So yeah, because like I have more space up there, obviously I have the space up here, and if I can just get a lot of this more organized, maybe I'll be able to store more things in here. And I'm honestly being a little bit more realistic with myself and being a little bit more critical, because a lot of the stuff I've had, like especially materials and like projects lined up for years, and I haven't touched them. And it's like, at that point, are you really gonna make that? Probably not. So that is the game plan for this evening, and I'm hoping I can get a lot of it decluttered and a lot of it cleaned out, so I can just move on to the next things, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Gosh, and that's the other thing. I really want to put some can lighting in here, because I think that would make this room a lot more brighter. I don't know. And also just help with lighting, you know? That's the downside of this house, is that it's 4 windows, so it's like there's not a whole lot of lighting, and so there's not a whole, put it this way, there's not a whole lot of options for natural lighting, so need to figure that out. But that's the plan, honestly, is to probably put more can lights. But I can talk more about that when I go ahead and get started on on redoing this room, as well as some of the other rooms. I'm rambling and stalling. Yes, I am. I'm definitely doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this stuff to the living room and go through it and relax the rest of the evening. So here's the box of stuff that I ended up keeping, and I'm going to be putting them into these boxes, which are divided and obviously very full, but it's what I used for storage for my notions for sewing. So ribbon, zippers, buttons, which I actually need to find the button box and bring that down as well, and different little things like that, as well as like maybe small ribbons, laces of lace. Pardon me, I cannot talk this week for some reason. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of take the stuff that's left here and put it away in these boxes, as well as my filing cabinet. Hey, so I am chilling in my car waiting for it to warm up a little bit. It is 32 degrees out, which is actually warmer than what it has been. I am finally leaving the house this week. I haven't been able to because of the ice and snow, or mostly ice actually, that has come across our area. And I am heading out to get some medicine because I think Jordan has caught a cold, unfortunately, and he's just not really feeling well. And what is going on? gosh, even my car registration is like two stickers falling. So I'm going to go out and get that. And then I'm going to stop by actually Barnes & Noble because I finished my book last night, and there's a book. And here's the thing, I like to switch it up. It's not like I don't have books that I could read, but I like to switch it up. And there's a book I've been wanting to read. So I'm actually going to go by Barnes & Noble and pick that up. And then, I know I have a bunch of errands to run, which just honestly I could have gotten done earlier this week, but that just was not the case with the storm. And so I'm also going to be stopping by Joann's because I'm going to be working on a project tonight, which needs to be finished by next week, and then I'll be working on Jordan's project after I finish that. So that's what's going on here. It's cold, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm starting to get used to it, even though I'm not really a cold person. But now that I actually have clothing that'll keep me warm, it's a little bit easier to handle the cold. I'm going to head out and get those errands done as safe as possible and as quickly as possible. So I know it's going to be crazy out there. So yeah. Fun times. Oh, at least it hasn't been as bad as the past couple of years. It's been really, really bad. So that's the positive outlook on it, I guess. Okay, just got back, and honestly, I need to add going to a bookstore to get my creative juices going. I was in there for a few hours just browsing, and it was so nice. Actually, here, I'll show you what I got. Actually, this is Here to Slay. This is a really, really fun board game. If you have not played it before, I definitely recommend. Actually, our friends Jake and Sierra, who actually have a board game channel, which I will link down below, showed us this, and it's really, really fun. So Jordan wanted to have it for his birthday next week. And then the first book I got is An Indiscreet Princess by Georgie Blalock. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And it is apparently it's a novel of Queen Victoria's defiant daughter. Now, if you're new here, I am a historical fiction lover and also just a overall history nerd. So I saw this. I was actually looking for a different book and didn't have it, but I did see this and I was definitely interested in reading this. And then I got this book, which is actually the next book I'm going to be reading, which is Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. This has been on my list to read, and the completely other book that I was trying to find, which I'll just have to add and get later, and I couldn't find it, but I saw this and I knew this was on my list, so I figured I'd pick it up and I'll start reading this tonight. And then I just got material from Joann's and medicine from Target. Before I start working on the sewing project, I am going to have some dinner and chill out for a little bit, kind of warm up a little bit. Actually, it wasn't too bad out there, which was nice. The couple of times there was a little bit icy in the parking lot, and I was like, oh no, this is the moment where I'm just gonna biff it and fall on my butt. So didn't happen, which is good, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go get some dinner and we'll be back in here and start on that sewing project. Hello. We just been hanging out on this Saturday. We had practice early this morning, then had some lunch and watched some soccer, and I just finished, well, kind of just getting dressed. I'm gonna throw on some makeup here real quick. And last night, honestly, or yesterday, honestly, I well, just backtrack. I think, was it Thursday night I checked in, and the night got away from me. And then yesterday I just kind of was resting because Jordan hasn't been feeling well and I haven't been feeling the best either, so I just kind of rested and chilled out for a Friday night. And my plan is we are actually going to head to Home Goods and I think back to Joann's. I haven't fully decided yet. I'm wanting to get a new floor mat, and also possibly looking at like a rack or something for the wood for the fireplace and get that kind of all situated. We're having people over next week for Jordan's birthday, and I kind of want to get the house cleaned up. That's why I want to go to Home Goods to get some stuff to, you know, kind of freshen up the place a little bit. I do plan on redecorating. I think next week I'll do that, but after Home Goods, I'm gonna get to sewing that button-up shirt. So I'm gonna finish getting ready, just throw on some makeup, nothing crazy, and we're gonna head to Home Goods. Okay, so we just got back, and let me tell you, it was nuts. So I was gonna vlog in Home Goods, but it was crowded. Like, I don't think I had enough room to even like hold my phone like it is. And we were looking everywhere for outdoor rugs or like entry rugs, and surprisingly they didn't have them. So we were walking around. I was looking at different ideas for organizing like my makeup drawers, which I do plan on tackling that project soon, and just like other little things like that. And also I think next week I'm gonna go back and I'm going to measure for some curtains and stuff, and then go back and look for curtain rods and curtains. But I was really shocked that they didn't have outdoor rugs, which I thought was kind of weird. So I went over to Michael's and thought, oh, you know, because Michael's is right next door, that, oh yeah, we'll just go right over to Michael's. And they didn't really have any either. So it's like, all right, that's, you know, strike two. And then eventually we ended up at Home, and we were walking around there, and actually we did find an entry rug, which I thought was really cute. So let me show you. How cute is this? Where it says welcome to our Fixer Ever, as you can see, from At Home for $12.99. And I don't know, I just thought it was super cute, and so we went with this one. So I'm just gonna take the tag off and put it in our front door. Yeah, so finally got a new one, and I thought it was just really cute. We just wanted a simple one to be out when it's not like a certain holiday or anything like that. So it'd be more like a year-round one if, you know, I just decide not to. I'm over-explaining that. Okay, so I am gonna take the tag off and just put that out there. And then I am going to tackle the sewing project I have been talking about all vlog. Yeah, if you've been waiting for that, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna tackle it. So made some tea and we're gonna get right to it. Okay, so if you have not seen from a previous vlog, is I made a little button-up shirt for a friend of ours that had a little boy, and she loves it. And then when I gave it to her, she was like, can you make one for his father? And I was like, you know what, I think I can. So I actually have this old McCall's pattern, and I'm gonna make this button-up shirt with this Star Wars material. Isn't it cute? Just a fun, cute Star Wars material, because the father loves Star Wars. So I figured, yeah, I'll just make a button up out of this. It'd be a nice, lightweight summer button up that he can match with his son. Okay, so I kind of ran into a dilemma, and that means I have to make a Joann's run. Oh no, that's so horrible. I was going through, and what I typically do is I take, especially if I'm not hand draping or hand custom making the pattern. I use a lot of my patterns that I have. This is a very old pattern from McCall's, and it's if you haven't seen any of my previous vlogs with my sewing, I have a bunch of patterns that I inherited from my great grandmother, who was a seamstress, and she had all these patterns. I mean, I have patterns from all decades, and yeah, I think all the way from the 1920s up until now. And so what I like to do, especially for just, you know, projects that like a button up or baby clothes or a dress, I like to go into some of my vintage patterns, and that's what I'm doing today for the button up. And I found that the measurements of this particular pattern might very well be too small. And when I run into that, and if you are a seamstress, and I think this is a good idea if you are a seamstress, is to go bigger and then take in, because you can't necessarily add additional fabrics. So I'm going to be going to Joann's and finding a, you know, just a button-up pattern for men's in a size large. That's the other thing. Back then, which is different from now for the most part, is when you purchase patterns, you purchase just the size, and I totally spaced on that, so that's on me. So you, like, all of these that I have are in size mediums, which may borderline be too small. So back to Joann's we go, and I'll be right back and continue this. Okay, I am back with Joann's bag number 2, and I got this Berta style pattern that has multiple sizes, and let's see. Gosh, I hope I got the right one. Now that I think about it. That's one thing that always happens with me, is I'm like, yeah, I got everything, and then there's always one thing. It's like DIY projects or home projects, is every single home project, you think you only need one trip to Home Depot or Lowe's. No, you end up needing like 5. So that's what happens with sewing projects too. You can probably hear Milo running around. He's been trying to play fetch with me. And anyways, so I'm gonna get started. So what I typically do is I like to iron the material and I iron the pattern, and then I go into cutting. So that's my plan, is to get finished with cutting today, and then I'll be able to start probably tomorrow. As you can probably tell, it is dark outside. Actually, I need to turn on another light so you can be able to see. Yeah, so I need to be able to start with that. Alright, let's get started. No more stalling, right? So I just finished cutting everything, which I'm super happy about, and everything went really well. Nothing crazy happened. And because here's the thing, cutting is like, if you mess up in cutting, you're like, the rest of your project is screwed. Because if you cut it too small, you can't make more. If you cut it too big, you got a little bit more leeway. But it's definitely more about like getting the shape proper and, you know, cutting that portion of it correctly. That's the part that's stressful for me, and it's definitely one of my weaker points, which I am trying to work on and get better at, and that all that takes is honestly just practice and doing it more. So that is relieving. That is a relief that is all done, and then I can just get on to sewing. And it's based off of how the pattern has you do it. It seems very simple, and you know, seems very simple, but you know, it's sometimes the simplest things, especially when it comes to modern day patterns, are not as simple as you think. So I am confident that I can get it done fairly quickly, probably in the next couple of days, but it is starting to get late and I want to just kind of relax on the couch, maybe play some video games or read a book and just chill. So I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I hope you did. And I finally got some sewing projects going, and I just feel very inspired actually, and I'm excited to get back into it and a lot more consistently. So subscribe and stay tuned for the continuation of this project. And if you want to look for the end result, then stay tuned and subscribe for the next vlog that will be coming. And also I'll be posting it on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me already, please follow me on Instagram. It is at From Hem to Stem. I am doing more reels and trying to post more on there. So love for you to head on over there and follow me there as well. If you want more up-to-date stuff of what's been going on, because sometimes YouTube can be a little delayed. But I have been on my game, and I just feel so inspired and feel so creative. And this fact that the studio is coming together where I can get back to, you know, honestly, in a sense, my second love. My first love has always been soccer, but my second love, like pretty much honestly, they're tied, has been sewing. So I'm happy to get back into it. But I'm gonna go relax now. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.